I've been in business since it's 93, but you're always busy, right? Everybody's busy. So I guess my previous Monday lunches would have been eating a burger in the car by myself. I had met Harry Blair, who's now a retired banker in our community, and he invited me at a chamber function. And I'd been urging my managers to get involved in the community. And I said, wow, suddenly maybe I should get more involved in the community. So I came to Rotary, and I don't know what happened. Just at the time, it didn't seem like it was for me. A couple years later, I saw him again, and he invited me. Well, actually, he didn't invite me again, but I asked for an invitation. I said, I went, but I'd like to go back because it was pretty neat. And as soon as I came back, I said, man, what is just a great place. For the first couple years, I just came and had lunch and listened to a great program. And that's a lot of Rotary, and that's great. But really, over time, I realized there's so many more opportunities to get involved. And that's when I think kind of my spark, my flame was lit, my passion for what we can accomplish as a whole. I was a member when past President Noel Morris announced the wheelchair project. I think we provided over 7,000 wheelchairs that people didn't have a wheelchair. Just basic mobility. To see somebody come up dragging themselves with blocks of wood or on a hand truck and getting a wheelchair from, Rotarians from Springdale that never would have been able to help these folks. Well, that's something that is pretty exciting. And so you have the local club that can do so much for our local community. But then Rotary International gives you a structure where suddenly you're a team of over 30,000 clubs, nearly 2 million Rotarians that are making stuff happen around the world. I had relatives that were afflicted with polio. And so when I joined in 2001 and realized the scope that the second disease in history to be eradicated is going to be polio, because of Rotary. I've contributed to that, I've helped with that, but several years ago I got to go with polio survivors to India to administer the polio vaccine. And that's where you see just like the scope of Rotary, that it's not just lunch, it's not just great people that you're meeting that you never would have met. You're eradicating a disease, you're helping, you're doing, just amazing things that, a regular person can't do. And, Rotarians, with the four-way test and just kind of an emphasis on ethics, I think now more than ever you need that sort of thing. And it's of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, is it beneficial to all concerned? And when I see people that fall and you read about things that happen in the newspaper, you're just like, man, I think, being kind of a Rotarian kind of inoculates me because I have a focus on just trying to step things up. And then when you know people in the community, you know that your actions have consequences. So, you're just nicer to each other when you know each other. And what people hunger for is connection now. And that's really what Rotary is. You're connecting with people and you realize you have so much more in common than you have apart. They say the first object of Rotary is the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. And I used not to understand that when I was new in the club. And then I realized when you meet people you wouldn't have met, and you realize you have so much in common with them, and you realize you can work together. We're just ordinary folks, but we're doing extraordinary things, together.